Heard from Tim Roy earlier.
Yes.
The hated Tim Roy. I can't even say it without laughing. And now we welcome in the beloved, legendary, the man, the myth, not even a myth, just the man and the legend, because he's not a myth. The voice of your Sacramento Kings, G-Man Gary Gerould. Hello, G-Man. Good morning. How are you?
I'm pretty tolerable. Thank you very much.
Honestly, that's the best mood I've been in all week just now.
Just hearing him.
You know, I've been a wreck all week. I hear G-Man, and because we were texting, I hear the voice, and now I'm in my safe space again. Yeah. Thank you, G-Man.
Absolutely. Anytime.
I saw a list yesterday somebody put out of the defensive player of the game chains, like everybody who'd won one, and Davion Mitchell led, and it tickled me that you were right there in the middle with all the rest of the players. Has the sparkle subsided at all? Are you still basking in the glory of your amazing defense?
Well, every time I think about it, because it was so undeserved, but it was truly memorable, and it's something that I will never, ever forget.
Well, and I know you are probably equally excited about the opportunity that's coming up Saturday, G-Man. You've called a lot of games for this team. You've called playoff games, but it's been a long time. Just the entirety of this season, I think, has been a shock. But now to have this, a 3-seed Kings, a 6-seed Warriors, how excited are you for whatever, a 4, 5, 6, 7-game series coming up?
Well, like everybody else, I mean, there's such a great sense of anticipation, and it's just a remarkable time. It's so much fun. It's so enjoyable. It has been enjoyable the entire season. And I've mentioned on several occasions how it's just, I think it's revitalized everybody within the organization, the fan base, certainly myself as a broadcaster. And I just, to be playing meaningful games coming down the last 6 weeks of the regular season, and now to be looking ahead and for the first time in 38 years, having both the Kings and the Warriors with winning records. That's never happened before. Now facing each other in the first round of the playoffs. Tim Roy, Raymond Ritter, the media guru with the Warriors. We've talked about it in the past and kind of dreamed about. Can you imagine what it would be like if the Kings and the Warriors ever had to face each other in the playoffs? Well, by golly, it's about to happen. And it can't happen soon enough, I think, for everybody.
Gary, do you get nervous anymore? Anxious? I don't know what the word would be, but I hate this wait. I'm also incredibly immature. You've seen everything. How are you feeling this week?
Well, I wanted to get here sooner rather than later, but I'm enjoying it. It's remarkable that everywhere you turn, people want to talk about Kings basketball, and I think that's terrific. That goes with the territory. That shows that you're genuinely creating some success. The credibility factor has skyrocketed so much this year. But by the same token, I'm very real about this whole business. There are so many great storylines in this series, and you just don't know how it's going to impact, when the ball goes in the air on Saturday late afternoon. And I'm excited for that. I don't know that I get nervous about it. I want to see the Sacramento Kings perform as we know what they're capable of performing. But by the same token, I know that playoff basketball is an entirely different animal. And, we probably wear each other out talking about that fact. But it's palpable. And you can't take possessions off. The cliche about every possession, you got to protect the basketball, yada, yada, yada. All of those things come into play, and they're absolutely true. And so I'm excited to see, how Mike Brown and his staff approach it. And I go back, Jason and I had a brief conversation about this, but in one of the last games the Kings played the regular season, assistant coach Luke Laux was our pregame guest. And he revealed, and he just said, we're basically approaching this, because I asked him about pace, and can you sustain pace when playoff defensive intensity ratchets up, etc. And he said, we are planning to play at a pace that nobody's ever seen in the playoffs before. And I'm thinking, wow. Now that's, because everybody talks about defense, the intensity of defense, how it slows the game down. Well, can the Kings, in fact, ratchet up and find another level yet in terms of pace? I can't wait to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I was floored, G-Man, when he said that to you in the pregame show, because I already think of this team as a fast-paced team, certainly in the half court. And, I mean, they can get it out and go out of the net, too, when an opposing team scores. And it's interesting, of all teams to maybe try that on is the Warriors, who are as gifted of an offense out there. So, I mean, it seems like we're going to get a lot of points, but, sometimes whatever we all look one way, a series goes the other. But do you have that kind of same gut feeling to expect a lot of points in this series?
Well, off the top of my head, yes, I would say so. And I know that one of the things that you've addressed earlier and Tim talked about, the Warriors' propensity to turn the ball over. They're dead last in the NBA in creating turnovers. And can the Kings capitalize on that? Can you score off of those mistakes? And then in turn, can you protect the basketball and not get caught up in that, helter-skelter and commit turnovers yourself? So, as we say, there's just so many storylines, and that's an intriguing one. But you can't overlook the fact that what the Kings have done offensively this year borders on NBA history. It's just incredible to think that this club is averaging 121 points a game, and they've been doing it all season long. And there's only been a handful of times when they haven't shot the ball well. And unfortunately, a couple of those came in the last, 5 games of the season. So let's go.
G-Man, you've been through it all as much or more than anyone. I'll never forget the video of you pushing your chair out by yourself down the Arco path from where you would sit and call games on what we thought was maybe the last game in Sacramento. And when you look at not just that, but then all the years since, all the drama, all the players getting meningitis and losing teams and God knows whatever, when you were obviously there for Rattle Seattle and so many other moments, when you sit down in that chair at Golden One Center and the roar of the crowd hits, I gotta imagine the arm hairs are going to stand up a bit.
Yeah, you want to savor it, be in the moment, try to find a way to convey to a radio audience, and let's face it, radio is old school in that sense, but you still have to create an atmosphere. You have to paint a picture. Just hope that you can rise to the occasion, as you hope your team will be able to rise to the occasion.
Is it too early to go over, Dave and I, to go over there now, G-Man? I mean, I want to be in the building already now.
I'm with you. I mean, let's do it. I think about, Mike Brown, and I think about the players and one thing or another, and, they're constantly pestered for their time and their opinions. And there comes a point when you just kind of talk yourself out. I mean, I don't know how you guys do it. You're on the air for hours and day after day waiting for this thing to come around. At least I could sneak away yesterday and play some golf and one thing or another. So it's just, it's a remarkable time, and it's been such a long time. We've been out in the wilderness, and that's over with. Now, can we take the next step? And it's a huge, huge step. You look back at the success of the 8 years under Adelman that the Kings were in the playoffs every year, and you have to remember the first 2 years in the opening round against, I think it was Utah the first year. I can't remember who it was the second year, but you have to earn your way. And it is, playoff basketball is totally different. I wear myself out trying to convince people that that's the case. You can't get swept up in what you've done. It's going to be what you do in the future. And it's just going to be electric. It'll be fun, but you got to be ready. The Warriors, I'm sure they're looking at this and say the first 6 minutes of the first game are going to be really important. We want to go up them and smash them in the mouth.
Let's go! Let's go! I'm so ready. Oh my goodness, I'm so pumped up.
How are they going to respond to it? Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go. G-Man Gary Gerould, the absolute legend. You'll hear him right here on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com. I'm so happy for you. I'm so excited for you and the whole fan base. Thanks for giving us some of your time. Not thanks for playing golf yesterday without me, but I get it. We'll get together after the season, G-Man. Always appreciate you.
I got to tell you about a couple of sand shots the next time that I made yesterday. Ooh. Oh, they were so sweet.
Oh. We're here for it. You take care and say hi to Miss Marlene. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye. got him pumped up.
G-Man in the bunker.
G-Man in the bunker.
Hitting him.
We're all in
Nice.
the bunker with G-Man,
Yes.
too. We're all making sand shots with him.
Yes, we are.
We'll take a break. When we come back,